Hello there, this is the Maths Tutor Online, and this video we're going to be looking at trigonometry, special reference to the sine rule and the cosine rule. Okay, so please guys, don't confuse this with the sine ratio and cosine ratio that we looked at earlier that applied solely and specifically for right angled triangles. Okay, so let's just jump into it without wasting time. This is what you call the sine rule. If you have a triangle, A divided by sine A is equal to B divided by sine B is equal to C divided by sine C. In other words, the ratio of this length to its angle is equal to the ratio of that length to its corresponding opposite angle, which is also equal to that length divided by the sine of the corresponding angle. Okay, one more time. The ratio of that length divided by sine of this angle is equal to the ratio of that length divided by sine of its opposite angle is equal to that length divided by sine C. Let's quickly look at an example. If you have this triangle, that unknown length and its corresponding opposite angle, and known length, the corresponding opposite angle. Using the sine rule, we can pick any two ratios. A divided by sine A is equal to B divided by sine B, and you have x divided by sine 37 is equal to 7 divided by sine 42. Okay, if you make x subject of the formula by multiplying both sides by sine 37, your x will be equal to 6.3 centimeters. So that's how you use the sine rule to find an unknown side. You can also use the sine rule to find an unknown angle. And if you look at this instance, we can invert the sine rule so that the sine terms are on the numerator. Okay, it still applies. Okay, so this applies easier when you're calculating the angle. If you're given this triangle, for example, where you need to calculate angle x, and you're given its corresponding opposite length, and you're given this angle 37, its corresponding opposite length, which is 11. Coming to the sine rule, sine A divided by A is equal to sine B divided by B, where A is angle x. If we say sine x divided by 16 is equal to sine of 37 divided by 11. If we make sine x the subject of the formula by multiplying both sides by the denominator 16, we get sine x is equal to sine of 37 divided by 11 times 16. Okay, and you got sine x is equal to 0.8753. To get x, you say arc sine of 0.8753, and your angle x should be 61.1 degrees. Okay, I'm sure that was easy to stomach. Now let's quickly look at the cosine rule. So the cosine rule is a formula that links the length of an unknown and its opposite angle and the two sides which are sandwiching the angle. Okay, for example, a squared is equal to, that length squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, b squared plus c squared, minus 2bc minus 2bc cos a, where a is the angle opposite to the length a. Okay, so in the first instance, we can use the cosine rule to calculate this length, which is opposite to an angle, given the two opposite sides. Okay, bear in mind we are calculating the length, which is opposite that angle. Okay, so you can use your cosine rule and say a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Now it's just plugging in the values. X squared, if you let a be x, x squared will be equal to 5.2 squared plus 4.5 squared, there it is, minus 2 times 5.2 times 4.5 times cos of 58, where that's the angle 58. Then your x squared will be equal to 5.2 squared plus 4.5 squared minus 2 times 5.2 times 4.5 times cos 58. If you simplify that, your x squared will be 22.48977. You find the square root of both sides, your x will be equal to 4.74. So that's how you use the cosine rule to calculate an unknown length to the angle. Okay, bear in mind there are two sides and an angle in between them. That's where you use the cosine rule. Don't get it mixed up. Okay, if you're weak in mathematics, okay, open your eyes. Okay, open your eyes and make yourself see that this is where we apply the cosine rule. That's where the difference is. Okay, if you're confused, what's the sine rule, what's the cosine rule, open your eyes, open your mind, and apply these formulas. Okay, the reason why mathematics is easy is because you have the formulas, okay, which you can use as a map to guide you. Okay, they're more like the formulas are a compass. Okay, so you can never get lost in mathematics as long as you follow the rules. Okay, so you can use the cosine rule as well to find an unknown angle. Okay, and if you go back to the original equation, if you make cos theta or cos A the subject of the formula, you end up with something like that. Okay, so that will be your homework, to make cos A the subject of the formula in such a triangle. Okay, using that expression. I'm giving you that as a homework. Make cos A the subject of the formula. You find that you come up with that. That will be your final answer. Okay, so this is just a rearrangement of the previous formula, so you only need to remember one, meaning you only need to remember this formula, but you can be asked to calculate or to show that cos A is equal to that. You can be asked to calculate the cosine of an angle or to get an angle. Okay, so it means you have to know how to get here to this point from that point. Okay, so that will be your homework. Change of subject is basically junior high school or primary school mathematics. Okay, but make yourself see that you can manage. Make sure that you can manage. Okay, for example, if you're given a triangle with 3 sides and an angle that you need to calculate, okay, you make cos AX the subject of the formula, and now you're just plugging in values. Okay, and when you plug in values and say arc cos X, meaning arc cos of 0.292929, you get your angle X is equal to 72.97 degrees. And take this away with you, that a question of this nature can be as much as 3.5 marks. So, okay, so this is just a summary of the sine rule and cosine rule. I hope that this tutorial will go a long way in assisting you to understand basic mathematics, okay, and basic trigonometry. Okay, if you have any questions that you need me to assist you in, you can contact me on Skype, you can contact me on WhatsApp, you can contact me on email. Okay, I will help you with your ordinary level mathematics, advanced level mathematics questions. Okay, if they are related to the videos that I'm posting so far, feel free to hit me up and then we can get to business. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Okay, and always make sure that you work out the questions and get answers that are corresponding to the marking schemes. Okay, if there are questions on the videos, make sure you work them out. Okay, and make sure the answers you get are the same as mine. If they are not the same, okay, feel free to always raise a question. Thanks for watching. Please like and share.